What's up, everybody? I'm Blake from Audiotree. I'm part of the booking team, and I have hosted a bunch of sessions. We're here with Reggie Pace, my dude from No BS Brass Band. Reggie, would you introduce yourself and tell people what you do for fun and a living?
What's up? I'm Reggie Pace for No BS Brass Band, Hustle Season podcast. Play a lot in a lot of other bands in Richmond, Virginia, which is where I'm from, called Night Idea, who's done an Audiotree. I play with those boys, and I play with Piranarama. And done some tours with Bon Iver for years, and Sufjan, and a lot of other cool people. He's called a messenger. But yeah, No BS Brass. That's what the main thing that I do.
And you play what instrument in that band?
Trombone, and composer. But in real life, I can play tuba and trumpet and all the brass instruments is what I did.
Ooh, what's your favorite?
Trombone, of course.
Yeah,
definitely my favorite. Yeah.
Yeah. But maybe I thought you had one that was like you don't touch it all that often, like a real nice jacket. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. Yeah, my euphonium. I rarely play it, but I have a euphonium that I was recording with recently, and that's definitely the second best. That's funny you bring that up because there's just this anime that keeps popping up the screen on like my feed called like Sound Euphonium.
Yes.
A girl holding a euphonium, like going into high school. And then me and Hully, shout out to Hully, who's in No BS too.
Yes, hell yeah.
We immediately had a text going. It's like, what is this? What is this euphonium themed anime?
It's like that one that's about basketball. Have you seen the one that's about like a basketball team?
Any of them? I watched that one. I watched the one about volleyball. There's
Yeah,
one about.
why? Why? Why do they think that's a good idea?
I'm all about it. Just the most dramatic basketball game you've ever seen in your life. They should film. There should be a real basketball movie. Should be done like
Yeah,
that.
100. 100%. Okay,
Yeah.
wait. Have you seen the anime that's about like these like dragons that are also planes and like little pilot kids fly them? Have you ever seen it?
No.
It's crazy.
That sounds like a joke.
Yeah, it's real though. If anyone in the chat knows, please tell me what that is
Please,
called. I would love to.
please.
Okay, so to start this off for everyone, we're gonna do 10 questions that I ask everybody in this just to sort of get to know them. Quick questions for you, Reggie.
Uh
If you
huh.
can try and keep it to like a minute or a minute and a half, we're supposed to spend 15 minutes on it, and it's 10 questions, so about
Okay.
that time. And
All
I'll
right.
I'll guide you through it. But okay, are you ready?
I'm ready.
The first one, your parent or guardian, whoever you grew up with, favorite music.
Gospel music.
Specifics?
Oh, go just go on each one. I thought this was like a lightning round. Okay.
Oh no, you're great. No, you're great.
Oh, gospel music. I mean, all the traditional stuff, and then including all of the amazing stuff in the '90s. I would Hezekiah Walker and Kirk Franklin. All that. Kirk Franklin seemed a bit edgy for my
Okay.
parents at the time, but then
Yeah.
they warmed up to it, and then there's all of the just so much. I'm blanking right now. The early
You're good.
whining stuff, all of the main mass choirs, and then all of the classic stuff like Mahalia Jackson
Cool.
and any of those Mississippi Mass Choir.
Cool.
Uh,
Did they or you sing growing up?
oh yeah, I mean yeah, I grew up singing in the church choir.
Cool.
The young voices of Zion was the name of the choir I was a
Oh,
part of in
love
Hampton, Virginia.
love it. Yes. What was the symbol? Did you have like a symbol?
We no, we didn't have. This is pre-internet.
Oh yeah,
We
right.
didn't have a cool logo or anything.
Yeah.
We had a couple cool marches.
Hell
Like
yes.
marching into the church was
Yeah,
like a part of
yeah.
the vibe. We had a
Give
couple cool
step.
marches. Yeah.
Love it. Love it. Okay, next one. Your worst injury to date, like a broken bone or like I don't know, get pierced by something.
Broken bone. I know. Injury. I had an appendicitis way back in the day. Does that
Oh,
count as an injury? That's
absolutely.
yeah.
That's crazy.
I had
Something explodes inside you. Like
yeah. I
that's
had
where it could. It has potential to.
I had a really crazy appendicitis happen to me, like that. I thought it ruptured. I went there. It was to the ICU and all that, and then they had to cut me open and
Damn.
it was
Yeah.
as dramatic as it gets. I was like, oh, at the time, I was like, oh no, this music thing might be over. I
Yeah.
don't know if I'm ever gonna be able to play an instrument again.
Oh,
But then it was fine. We figured it out.
good.
Came out swinging. That's probably my worst injury, and other than little sports injuries back in the day.
Yeah. Sure, sure. Sprained
Yeah,
ankles and
yeah.
such. Yeah, totally. Still Ronan asks appendix, what does it do? It like processes some shit, right?
I don't know. It's I think it's one of those leftover organs that we don't need anymore
Oh,
from the
okay.
caveman days.
Yeah. Yeah, like at one point it like processed rocks or whatever,
Raw
but we
meat or
don't eat
something. Yeah,
rocks, so it doesn't work anymore.
yeah.
Okay, your best birthday celebration or a thing you got and the year if you can remember. So either the party itself or like an actual something that you wanted real bad, bike or whatever that you got.
Who was a kid?
Yeah.
Okay. Birthday. I remember getting one of my favorite presents ever. I don't remember the year. It was the year of when Soakers ruled the earth,
Yes.
and
Oh,
I
okay.
got
Yeah.
one of the amazing
Yes.
big super soakers that had the pressurized part on the back that you didn't
Yeah,
put
that you
water
had
in.
to like, oh
Yeah, you
yeah,
pump it in so you could have
give it
a
an
million
extra
tanks.
boost.
Yeah, and then me and my friends were really into that, and then I like tricked it out because we were a bunch of scouts. So I like took the nozzle off the front and then like
Yeah.
retaped it and made it into like a
Yeah.
sawed
Oh,
off super soaker. He was like boom, and like half my container would go out in one blast. That was fun.
just destroying
Destroying. Oh
people with
yeah,
that.
loving
I had
that.
friends, never super soaker mods, but I had friends that got into Nerf mods like in early
Oh
college.
yeah.
You can shoot those fuckers like 100 feet and
Oh
stuff.
yeah. That's nuts. Yeah.
It's unreal. Someone says, Brian Cruz says, oh yeah, the super soaker 500.
That
Okay,
was my jam.
a passion you had in high school besides music.
A passion I had in high school besides music. Street Fighter.
Oh, nice.
I loved going to arcades, all the following all the Street Fighters as they went through Street Fighter 3 to Street Fighter Super Street Fighter. I
Nice.
think that was the last one that was happening when I was in high school.
Okay.
But I used to come home and like beat the game on all the on the hardest level of the computer all the way through, and then start
Nice.
my homework, and then do it again, and then
Yeah.
try to go to find an arcade and play some people if it was a Saturday.
Yeah.
That and comic books.
Love it.
I loved collecting comic books and drawing characters. I was
Nice.
and I look back on some books I had. I guess I was kind of drawing fighting game characters.
Okay,
It's like
cool.
I would draw a
Cool.
character and not make a comic, and then draw another one and be like, oh, that guy would be cool.
Yeah, yeah.
But
It's like
that
cool to imagine them.
yeah, that was my those are my favorite things that weren't
Nice.
with sports.
I have more. I'll have more Street Fighter questions later because
Sure.
I play a lot of Smash, but I've just gotten into like more real fighting games. So
Okay.
I
Smash
want
is
to,
a fighting game. It's definitely a hybrid game. It's
yeah,
not the
like a
same.
platformer fighter, right?
Yeah, well, if you got all those items and stuff on it, it's its own thing. But if you don't have
Yeah,
all that
totally.
stuff
No,
in
no.
there,
I'm
yeah,
talking no items. Yeah,
yeah, you can kind of still movement, still spacing.
yeah.
Yeah,
Fundamentals might be the same. Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Your most impactful mentor, or like I put specifically teacher because like my fourth grade teacher was cool, but
Yeah.
you know,
I'd say my band director in middle school, Mr. Nipel, he was amazing. I think he was a percussionist for Virginia Symphony, and he was amazing. He let me be in all of the projects, so I got to be in the percussion ensemble and be in the
nice,
band and be in the
nice,
jazz band.
nice.
And that was cool because the percussion ensemble we would travel and do little competitions, and that was the first time I'd ever traveled to play music was in middle school.
Cool.
So he was amazing. And then yeah, my high school band director, he was pretty cool too. But that I would say he's the main one.
Okay.
Shouts to him.
Love it. If you could eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be? And it's like a magic thing. You're not going to die if it's McDonald's or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like it'll
Oh, it
keep you
doesn't matter.
sustained.
Wow.
So
Hmm.
it's just about taste.
Huh. It would be some sort of noodles. Maybe
Okay.
I don't know if it'd be ramen, but something like that. Maybe some sort of Thai soup.
Nice.
That's what I would
Yes.
want. I
Yes.
would never
Yes.
get tired of it. I would
Yes.
eat it every day.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
My answer is always pho. So we're
Oh
right on
yeah.
the
I can
same.
go with that. I can go
Yeah.
with
Like
pho. Yeah, I can
that
eat that every day, all day. You can add an egg. It's
on
breakfast.
honestly. Honestly. Think of yeah, absolutely. Love it.
Definitely.
Okay, your best animal friend, whether that's like a pet or someone you grew up near or, some wild squirrel or
I had a
whatever.
dog. I had a dog back in the day named Dodger, and he was named after All Dogs Go to Heaven. This cartoon.
Love it. Yes.
Uh,
Which character is
Dodger. I don't remember if he was the main. I think he might have been the main guy.
oh, okay.
I
Yeah, that
loved
could be
that.
right.
So that was my dog growing up. I loved Spud McKenzie as a kid, which is like a dog that was selling beer. I think.
Yes.
Riding a skateboard. um, yeah.
It's always some like awful marketing scheme to like get kids hooked early. Like
Yeah.
how the camel guy, they had to stop
Yeah.
using him because he was too cool. They're
Too
like, wait,
cool.
yeah. It's like, yeah, spoiler alert, smoking looks cool. It just will kill you.
Yeah.
Like that's
That is the worst part.
yeah. But the best part is you look
You
cool.
look
So
cool.
deal with it. Okay, the earliest memory you can recall, and it's not a test, you know what I'm saying? If it's when you're 6 or something, that's fine.
The earliest memory I can recall.
Yeah.
I don't, man. I'm not. I don't ever have any of these amazing little kids. I remember stories that my parents tell me, but
Okay.
I'm not the guy that's like, oh, I remember exactly when I was 5 years old. This happened. I remember going to Chuck E. Cheese as a kid. R.I.P. Chuck E. Cheese. But I used to
Yeah.
stuff like that. You know.
Sure. Well, that's what I
uh,
want. That's great. You don't
yeah.
have to have any specific answer. I
I would
love that.
say playing video games at Chuck E. Cheese. Anything arcades. That's what I
Cool.
wanted as a kid.
Love
Arcades.
it.
Yeah.
Love it. Perfect. All right. The most comfortable location in like your current hometown. That could be somewhere in your house. It could be a bar. It could be a friend's house. It could be a porch. It could
What's
be anything.
comfortable? My couch is pretty good.
Okay.
My couch in here is pretty good. The park is nice too. Bird Park. When it's
Nice.
not too hot, it's a nice place to go. You can see some big geese. You can get
Nice.
bread if
Yeah.
you want.
Hopefully. I'll say, what if there were
Yeah.
no birds? That'd be the most depressing
No,
version of
there's
the game.
mad geese out, hungry geese out there. Yeah.
Love it. Okay. And the last one is your favorite item of clothing or accessory. Just a thing you own that you like to wear.
My favorite. I like some. What do I got? I got this. I have this vest that I got in like an Egyptian god Horus on the back. It's got like a bird on the back. That's
Fuck
probably my
yeah.
favorite little thing right now.
Hell
I have a
yes.
hat. Oh, I got a hat. I got it. The Team America, the Mexican soccer team. I got this the hat
Yes.
at the game. That was awesome. I love that hat.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Do you watch yeah, do you watch a lot of like was that real life soccer? I mean, do you watch like
Yeah.
MLS or anything like that?
That was real life soccer. I rarely get to. I'll watch World Cup. I'm total casual, but in
Yeah, okay.
person, I
No.
love
Yeah.
all that stuff. You
Yeah.
know, in person, it was amazing. They had band there.
Totally.
It was in Mexico. You know, and there's a huge drum line that's just playing the
Oof.
entire time with some trumpet players. It was dope.
That's so sick.
Yeah.
Did you do drumline like band concert band growing up?
Oh yeah. I mean, all the band, jazz band,
Yeah.
concert band, marching band. As a drum
Yeah.
major in
Yeah.
the marching band, show choir band, church band.
Did you do pep?
Pep
Pep?
pep band was the same thing as a marching band kinda. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Pep
Yeah.
band in college.
Sure.
Yeah.
Did you do a lot of like then halftime performances?
Oh,
Stuff
in high
like that?
school, so many,
Yeah.
so
Nice.
many. You learn the themes. You learn all the songs from the Mummy or something.
Yeah, yeah. I would say, do you remember a specific year that like you really
mm.
liked music?
I mean, we did the Mummy one year, which is amazing. We did
That is amazing.
yeah, and we did was like shaker melody stuff. You know the like dun, dun, da, ba, da, ba, da, ba, da, ba, da, ba, dum, bum, 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 bum. We did that. What was that?
Yes.
We did another movie that I thought was hilarious in high school. It wasn't Rocky. We were all trying. We were all dying to do Rocky,
Yeah,
but it
everyone was fighting for Rocky. Reply commands. That's not correct. Appearance. Support. Bot.
I see it now. It's live now, but it's you. It's Blake's the
Jane?
side of Blake's head and Jane right now live.
All right, bro. Tell me about Street Fighter. When playing through the games, like what's the one you remember either most fondly or that you think you're the best at, or that, I mean, do you like the current iterations? Just anything about it.
Oh yeah, I mean I love Super Turbo was the one I played the most, Super Street Fighter Turbo, and that was still in the arcade, so that was great. And
Yes.
then I stopped playing games for a while because I had to go to school to college.
Yeah, sure,
But
sure.
now games are back easier. It like being able to play online is so huge.
It
So
is.
I kind of started back playing again around like Street Fighter 4. Uh,
Cool.
Street Fighter 3, there was a couple arcades with that, but on Street Fighter 5, I think is really fun. I mean, being able to play at home in the middle of the night with like a random person is so much fun. As a kid, I would have dreamed to be able to do that,
Oh,
even if it's laggy. You know?
That's my thing too. Lag pisses me off, like
Yeah,
for anyone, but the
yeah,
fact that you can like so easily access other people is crazy. You can
yeah,
get so good.
yeah,
There's like this whole, yeah, it's so awesome what it's doing. I mean, probably not great for their brains, maybe, but to like little kids, they're little
yeah.
kids that are like gods.
Oh yeah, I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. That's what I think about it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm with
Yeah, I love
you.
the
There's
movies.
I follow Smash pretty closely, and it's crazy how good online specifically certain like little kids are, like
Oh, I
13,
mean, of course,
14-year-old
you'll
kids.
get washed by a little kid in Smash. Like
Oh,
it's rare
absolutely.
that little kids are really good at Street Fighter or games like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you will get washed in Smash
Yeah.
Brothers by a 10-year-old for sure.
Oh, absolutely. I
Yeah.
went to like weekly Smash tournament. And I knew I'd get bodied, but I was like, I'll probably beat a few people. First guy beat. The second guy was this little kid, like really cute, like obviously 15-year-old kid who was like, "Hey man," we sat down and I was like, "What's your name?" "I'm Blake." And he's like, "I'm Scarby." And I was like, "All right, Scarby, what's the name your mom gave you?" And he was like, "Oh, Evan." I was
Nah,
like, "Yeah, okay, we're
he gave you his
humans."
handle.
Oh, yeah. And then he erased me. So then after it, I was like, "Oh, that's why you're Scarby." Like,
He's like, yeah,
it's
people know
like,
about me. You don't know about me. I'm
shout out
Scarby.
to Scarby.
Yeah, shout out to him. Shout out. To
Okay, mains or like characters that you like through the iterations, or like a current one that you play in Street
uh,
Fighter.
in 5, I like playing Balrog. I like
Cool.
playing Honda. In Super Turbo, I was always playing Ken or Fei Long. I thought it was fun. Or Blanca.
Cool.
Blanca's probably my favorite character of all of them. I like playing charge characters. So
Yeah, that
yeah,
dude's so
Bison.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those are definitely my favorite ones. And I just love all the art and all the different types of characters. And I mean, I love
totally.
playing Geef too, just doing the grabs and stuff. That's really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever played anything in the world of like Tekken? Like, because I've heard those games are really complicated. I've never played Tekken.
Yeah, I mean, I played some Tekken in the arcade. I never owned a Tekken game. I kind of want to buy a Tekken 7. It looks fun. But
It
it
looks
just,
really cool.
yeah, everything looks, they look so the same. It's hard to tell which move is happening for me as a
I'm with
person
you.
that doesn't know enough about the game.
I'm
But
with
I
you.
bet if you played enough, I mean, I don't know. It looks hard. They say it's one of the hardest games to learn. It
Yeah,
looks
don't
hard.
don't characters have like 100
At
moves?
least. And there's a million characters,
Dude,
so.
I don't know if I could do that. Like, I think one of my favorite things about Smash is that every character has like every the same move. Like they all have an over B, and they all have an up B, and they all have an over A, you
It's
know?
a lot of variety in the type of characters too. I mean, there's a lot of characters in Smash. I mean, Smash has the most characters,
Yeah,
but some
80
of them are
some are
wildly
like,
different than each other. Little
yeah,
Mac
that's true.
plays very different than like Diddy Kong does. You know what I mean? Or
Absolutely.
anything like or
Absolutely. There's
Not
like
Balrog, Bowser.
projectile. Oh, totally. I've been
Yeah.
playing as like the Richter, Simon and Richter
Uh huh.
a bit, and
Yeah.
like those guys are crazy different from everyone in the
Yeah.
game.
The
Like
sword
they're
guides are kind of all the same. Like the dude,
sure.
anybody's got
Yeah.
a sword, but everybody, yeah,
Yeah.
just
Oh,
random
so many.
characters.
Yeah, I love it's just Fire Emblem Brothers and
Yeah.
like a little bit of Mario characters now.
Yeah. Yeah. Game Watch.
um
Yeah.
yeah, it's the Game and Watch.
Yeah.
Okay, so to shift gears slightly,
Okay.
you currently live in Richmond, Virginia, born and raised there?
No, from Hampton, Virginia, originally born. I'm actually born in Chicago, but my
Oh, cool.
military
Cool.
family, so ended up in Virginia. But I came to Richmond for college back in 2001.
Okay.
Yeah,
And then you stayed.
and I stayed. because I live
Cool.
here.
What are your thoughts on like quarantine in Richmond and the way people took it and kind of where it's at right now?
Quarantine, I would say Richmond did a pretty good job of quarantine. I mean, of course, there's always a little couple of knuckleheads doing anything,
Of course. Totally.
anything you can think of, somebody's doing it. But
Totally. Totally.
as far as people that I knew and people that I was around, I feel like everyone was doing a pretty good job. Now it's kind of getting a little like softer as in things are slowly starting to
Yeah.
open up. Yeah, but the band, my brass band, like we couldn't meet because there's more than 10 of
Yeah.
us. Yeah, our band is
Totally.
illegal to meet.
Totally.
Um,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's also a lot of people to try to put on Zoom at one time too. You
Yeah,
know,
I was gonna say, could you ever do an online? Did you ever even
uh,
play with just one other band member or anything like
yeah, we
that?
did like an online kind of chat that was fun, but we're working on a video. I'm just gonna work on done some other types of projects than trying to
Sure.
do a stream thing. But
Sure.
yeah, it's definitely as far as the lifestyle, it's not that different other than not
Okay.
being able to play shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
being at home and
Sure.
being at home during the day or those types of things are always cool, but I'm a night person,
Yeah.
so I miss being out at night. That's the biggest
Yeah.
shift. But in other
Sure.
ways, it's been okay. A lot of more productive doing recording projects at home. Everybody had to like get their online setup. That's been fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Totally.
so that's been okay.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about like that intertwining with specifically like race relations as it relates to Black Lives Matter and just George Floyd and all that? Because I've seen on your Instagram, it's very public, like your
Yeah.
thoughts about this stuff.
Yeah. Well, that was the impact of it. I would say the impact of it is the people got the time. You know,
Yeah.
people got the
Yes. Yes.
time in a
Yes.
way that they didn't
Yes.
have before.
Yes.
Just like just the ability to watch all these videos and keep track of all this stuff. Is definitely that's a new thing. Um,
Yeah.
so that's cool. People who may have not noticed these things just for the fact that they have to work so hard, get the
Yeah.
ability to hear some voices they don't normally hear. There isn't all
Totally.
kinds of celebrity nonsense that you can easily put on TV at the moment. So
Yeah. To drown it
it's
out.
getting covered. It's just like there's nothing else actually happening. Because if there was,
Yeah.
they would be like there's not even sports. You know,
Yeah.
so
Exactly.
it's
Yes.
become the new
Yes.
sports. It's become the new
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
new TV.
Yeah.
Really, if, like everyone's getting emotional about what side you should or shouldn't be on. Or
Sure.
like, and then if you're on the side of protest, you go like, what's the right or wrong way to protest? And it's like
Totally.
there's a whole group of people deciding that, and then then there's just like, okay, well, let's go from laws. Then people are talking about, oh, we do these kind of laws, and then there's the boring stuff of like, hey, courts are closed and
Yeah.
everything's closed.
Yeah.
So I would say it's a lot of stuff all meeting at one time,
Sure.
and then with
Sure.
the brutality and sparked it off, George Floyd, and then we still have, Breonna Taylor, the whoever, murdered her. Still, there's no one has been arrested for that. That's been
Yep.
3 months. So
Yeah.
the FBI just became involved. So in lots of ways, it's going kind of the right way. We've been seeing people change, the surface things about their companies, and that's a good first step to being cool with real change. So we all have to keep the fire going until it's time to vote or whatever. But yeah, I feel like that's the main thing. Just kind of keep awareness on what's happening all the way up until it's time to vote. Are you there? We lose Justin.
We're back with Reggie Pace.
Hey,
Reggie, how you feeling? Do
feeling
you have
pretty good.
water?
Are you in there? Yeah, I got some. I got some water.
Yeah, I feel great. I'm gonna drink some water. All right, it's 9:45. That's when I had said originally that we were going to close out. So technical difficulties is one thing. I have a question. Do
Yeah.
you want to go longer today, or do you want to just close it out for the day, and then we can do another? We can like just rearrange and try again.
Oh, just keep just roll until we can't anymore, and then we can do
Okay.
it again. I'll talk to you
Okay.
whenever you want,
Okay.
man. It's fine.
Okay. Hell yes. All right. Sounds great. Okay. So we were
Okay.
cool. Cool. Okay, I am curious just to move back a little bit in your history of like your involvement with have you done something as large as protested before in any capacity in Richmond, or like done, that kind of communal outreach stuff?
Oh yeah, I mean the brass band. We've played lots of charity events and community events throughout the years. Um, Definitely down with the people at the marches, and even back. I mean, when there was Eric Garner, and there's been too many of these. So
Totally.
yes, I'm very,
Absolutely.
I'm very aware of it, and yeah, I've
Yeah.
definitely been doing that for years and years and years. At least 10 years on Facebook, talking about, hey, we should take a look at this.
Yeah, fuck
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
for sure.
What's your like I guess as straight as it is, like, what's your sort of thoughts on the police and the involvement of them in these situations? Like, are there
Yeah,
tactics that you think work better? Like, are there, is there hope?
of course there's hope. You know what I mean? Yeah, we just need to like use our smarts. We use our
Sure.
smarts to come up with all kinds of stuff. We use our smarts for phones and all kinds of other stupid shit. Let's
Yeah,
just use our
totally.
phones. Let's use our smarts to make this a little better. I feel like those are hardworking dudes that got too much work to do. If to put it
For
as
sure.
nice to put it as nicely as possible. They got too
Absolutely.
much. They got too much
Absolutely.
work to do. And someone with a gun doesn't need to show up to every little thing. You can start
No.
there. And even
Yeah.
when people are guilty, they're not supposed to like. It's not Judge Dredd. Let them
Yeah.
go. Let them
Yeah.
go to court. So
Yeah.
those are the main things. I don't want to speak. I'm not the. I don't want to speak on the as from the protest leader or anything, because there's
Sure.
lots of
Of course
great
not.
people to follow for those kinds of things. But I do believe that, and I do believe we can always do better than unarmed people being killed, and
Yeah.
just leave it at that. You know,
Yeah.
um, and us all coming together to address it. You know, address it using the laws we have. And
Totally.
like going through and voting people out if we need to, and having community oversight of different things. Like, people are working on these things, and some people have been working on these things for since before we were born. You know,
Absolutely.
and
Absolutely.
they're still working on it. So definitely put all of my energy behind all of them that are righteous, trying to make the world a better place. You know what I'm saying? For
Yeah.
everybody. You know,
Yeah.
like, you
Yeah.
shouldn't be afraid of the
Absolutely.
police. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I agree. I like that comment of like, uh, a person with a gun doesn't need to show up to every little thing. I think is
no,
really like pointing at the very central heart of it. Like my buddy Zach Henkel, his brother was in the Marines, and now he's like a cop, and they've been pulling him in to be like a riot cop, and
hmm
he hates it. And he goes like 12-hour days, 5 days in a row, and he's like, I can't think, and
yeah,
they're handing me like an assault rifle and telling me to like stand on the line. He's like, I think I'll, like, I don't know what he's gonna do about it, but it's awful. It's like it shouldn't
yeah,
be that way.
yeah. They
And
shouldn't be
also, don't
doing that.
shoot people.
Yeah, they shouldn't be doing that. They shouldn't be doing that, and it's
No,
obvious. So
no.
we're all adults now, and we're gonna work it out. We're not
Can't
gonna.
we just think about?
Yeah, we think about we're gonna do better than that. That's just all it is to it. I feel like the people have spoken. It's not we're not gonna not do better. We are
No.
going to do better. You
Yeah,
know,
I think
so
we have to. We
yeah,
have to do better.
yeah. And as horrible as COVID has been, that the ability for everybody to be looking at one thing is something we have never had the chance to. With the way
Absolutely.
how fast the world moves, and how fast the internet moves from one topic to the next. Everyone having all this time to reflect definitely made this feel like a much stronger movement than any of the other times any time this has ever happened since I've been an adult. You know.
Absolutely.
So that's that's
Absolutely.
that's me at my most optimistic. So there,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. on your more cynical days, into the deepest wells, but I'm
Yeah.
curious what your thoughts are, or how do you get out of them? Continue.
Yeah, well, continue. I get out of them personally by, continuing to be me. If we go around, if you're being a great person, that is what that's all anybody wants.
Yeah.
So I try to work out and keep playing music, and you know, hitting up my friends when I need to, and doing a lot of mental work like that. Just like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm going to this is good not advice, but this is what I've been doing with quarantine in general, just trying to block off the time. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the time is so.
Schedule your own time.
Yeah, block off your actual life like it
Yeah.
was a schedule that you have to adhere to. Even putting an hour of something very productive in a day, like, feels so good.
Oh,
At the time you go like, why do I need to do that? I could actually watch Law and Order all day, but
yeah.
instead, you should do just like 1 hour of something. Then you'd be like, oh, I'm gonna do 1 hour of something. Oh, before you realize, I feel like it's helped me and a lot of my friends, uh, fall in love with some of the things that we've always been doing. Like, now
Yeah.
doing music for fun because we got the time.
Yeah.
Finishing up
Yeah.
projects because we got the time.
Yeah.
And not talking about gigs. So often, especially I'm just talking to the musician buddies. They're like saying that
Yeah.
life revolves around gigs, like, doing what we need to do, getting something done.
Sure.
So just having other types of conversations with your friends is so huge, and talking to and seeing how your friends feel about the world, and seeing how your friends feel about art, and what do they want to do. Sometimes
I
we,
think
we
so too.
yeah, we just start rolling. Everyone's rolling, doing what they're doing. That you don't even check in with people you love sometimes.
Yes. Yes.
So
Man,
it's been good to do that.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
man. I agree. I felt so positive about the especially like the last aspect of people really realizing that they need human connection
hmm
and they take it for granted a lot. I was talking to actually my therapist about this. She's really intelligent. She's a clinical psychologist, obviously. And she said, uh, uh, that people are like realizing, even as sort of more introverted people or whatever, that the little interactions that you have with people during the day
yeah.
is what allows you to be that person. So it's more of like a depth of wanting to interact with people as often as you can, in this
Wow,
time.
that's a really interesting way of looking at that. Just like going to the store is different. Any of those things are just different now.
Yeah.
Just boring stuff.
What's your, yeah, totally. What's your thoughts around like mental health? Do you have, and I don't know, do you have experience with it or interest
Mental
with it
health.
or anything?
I would
Yeah.
say if anybody that works in the arts, like at the bare minimum, knows the struggles, or knows people who do know the struggles, and
Yeah. Right.
that's a very normal thing, especially starting and going to art school.
Absolutely.
Everyone's like figuring out who they are, in college. I would say for those types of things, if you feel like you need some help, get some help.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid to talk to somebody, because it's very rare that you're the only person that is having a feeling about something.
Yes. Yes.
Whatever it is, you go like, oh, I'm so embarrassed that I was depressed. I was like, I didn't want to fess up to my friends that I wasn't productive because I was just didn't want to get out of the bed. It's just like, hey, to your friends that are your actual friends, just bring it up. Don't be scared. Bring
Yeah.
it up. They will have your back. They'll be like, oh yeah, everybody feels like that sometimes. Don't worry about it. Blah blah
Yeah.
blah 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 blah.
Absolutely.
You know, the clinical
Absolutely.
versions of those things, you have to deal with your medication or whatever you need to
Of
do.
course. Of
But
course.
staying active is always great. Having group projects, that works something for me.
Good.
It's
Yeah.
almost like the gym buddy idea. You know,
Yeah, totally, totally.
of
Have a person that in some way keeps you accountable to keep doing this thing that
yep,
will benefit you.
yep, definitely,
What do you think
definitely.
about? I mean, maybe you've already answered this sort of, but what are your thoughts on like your creativity in this time period? Like, have you felt like it's been hard to output these like recordings and things like that, or has it come with the opening of time that you had mentioned earlier?
Yeah, it's both. It's in waves.
Okay.
It feels in some ways it feels terrible. It's like,
Yeah.
why am I doing this at all? winter concert's coming back. We just really like. Am I one of those guys that's like waiting for the coal factory to reopen? You know what I'm
Yeah, like
saying? Like, you know what I mean? It's like,
better
do we need
update
to
my
Yeah,
resume,
do I need to
like
rethink this all together? there's
what's
like,
my plan B? I'm not
yeah,
sure.
yeah. So there's that feeling that happens, and then there's the waves of the other feeling of like, oh, I love music. I forgot this is why I started, and
Yeah,
look at all this shit, and I would never had time to do this, and I'm really getting into it, and you know, grabbing at it the inspiration as it comes, try not to waste it.
yes,
So
yeah,
it's definitely both things,
yeah.
depending on the day. I've mostly been up,
Okay,
because at first it was just
cool.
like, oh, this thing will be over in about 2 weeks.
Oh
And
yeah.
everyone was like,
Oh, I
oh,
know.
yeah, we just got to take about a month off. And
Yeah.
then you watch
Oh, how
something.
about three?
Yeah, then you watch your calendar dates evaporate. And you go like, oh, that's
Oh,
just, oh, you'll
absolutely.
definitely be back on schedule by July. And then it's just like, oh, that's cool. Then you watch November evaporate. You go, oh shit. Like,
It's a kid during summer vacation. When you
yeah,
first start, you're like, I have 3 months. I can't wait. This is gonna be so awesome. And then
yeah.
there's 1 week left, and you're like, fuck school. I gotta do
could
that
you
again.
could you imagine being like a high school kid or a middle school kid right now? It's like
Dude,
they're at their parents' house all day, every day,
dude, I
since
have
March.
my mother-in-law's house, but at my parents' house, my like siblings have been home. They haven't done anything for 83 days, and they are a high schooler and a high schooler.
I mean,
So like they're a sophomore and senior. My sister like didn't even graduate or have like prom or any of that stuff. It all
oh
just
right, it
ended.
just
They
ended.
just gave them
Yeah,
all A's. Yeah, they just gave
yeah,
them all A's and
and a
said
hat.
like,
Here's your hat.
do the work, I guess, if you
Wow,
can.
wow,
It's so
that's crazy, man.
also
Oh
think
well,
about dogs. I don't consider myself a dog person at all, but they're gonna be so depressed when they have to go back to like an. everyone. We have been chatting with Reggie Pace of No BS Brass Band. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. We will do this again, honestly, probably next week or in the next 2 weeks.